Alright, welcome back to another video, guys. This is another sort of 3-merc replay review of myself in the 430u. I did this a little while back, and it's on Glacier against 10s. And uh, this was a little while back, so I don't remember exactly what I did. But it's going to be another personal replay review of just going over my thought process, you know, talking about what I did, why I did it, things like that. I don't know why my turret's bugged like that, but here we go. There we go. It fixed itself. Replays can be a bit buggy at times because this is from the previous patch. Um, so basically, what I'm doing here is I want to get to this position here to shoot on anything that's coming up the hill, similar to what I did in my S-Conk video a little while back, of just punishing anyone that can get on top of the hill and seeing if I can get an early shot on a tank that's crossing in and out of position. And lo and behold, this S-Conk does. Unfortunately, that shell goes low, and I know for a fact it didn't hit because I still saw the shell splash even though he was unspotted. And now I want to stay relatively safe because although they don't have TDs still hurt, and they're very quick to punish you. And I don't feel like losing 2/3 of my HP from a single shot. So I'm trying to overpoke, see if I could catch another heavy, like, the two 705As, and the VKK that they have out, but it doesn't really look like I'm going to spot them. I take a blind shot over into there because, you have enough ammo to take blind shots, and a tank destroyer could always be there. Unfortunately, the grill wasn't pushed up too far, or far enough for that shot to hit. And then I notice my Panzerwagon gets lit up by mid, so I'm essentially alone. However, I see the VKK gets spotted, and the 705As are spotted earlier, so they're all pushing Ice Road, which is actually really good for me. Unfortunately, that shell on the E3 goes or misses, but I actually have decent shots here to get damage. And lo and behold, first shot of the day on the VKK, and now it's just a matter of trying to shoot these guys as they cross. I hesitate for a second to shoot that 705, and because of that, I don't actually get a clean shot on him. But my thought process now is we don't have anyone really defending the ice road in case they choose to push up. So I want to push over to the other side of mid, just so I don't get shot from behind by the 705A, the VKK, and the E3, because, goal of the game is to not get shot, and they'll have pretty easy shots on my side. I see the 430 trying to cross up into the mid, and I'm able to overpoke again and not really worry about the 268v4 because he's not really paying attention right now. And he also recently fired because, like, he has the E3 behind him, the E4, the E100, and the Rhino are all starting to get shots on him. So I'm able to just overpoke for free on this 430, and I'm trying to do my best to make it so that he isn't able to shoot me. But also, 430s don't really have gun depression, period, especially when they're looking behind them. And then this 268v4 is completely out of position, so I'm able to get a free shot on him. And then I see if I could get a shot on the grill, and fortunately I do. I could have intuition to HE, but I didn't want to waste too much time in case he, reversed back. And then I see this. Two 705s driving full speed across an open, about like maybe 100, 200 meters of open field, all the way into our TDs. So I don't really have to worry about anything behind me because, 430 can't really peek up to get shots because he's permanent. So I just have free shots on the side of these 705As as they're driving into my team. And although heat is still a 50-50 with this, it's still better than shooting AP because of the, I'd say loading AP. But HE is good for these long shots because it doesn't lose pen over distance. However, I fired AP because, Russian sides are really cool and all that. And there was a good chance that, if I shot a heat shell, it got eaten by the tracks. But this VKK is also out of position because the way he's angled, I'm able to not only shoot into his upper plate, but also shoot heat into his engine deck. And that one went into his melee, which isn't normally a pen, but I'm not complaining. And, that 705A, he's going to die. He's pretty much alone. So my goal now is to push, try and get spots, try and get assisted, because it's still an unspotted 140, and of course Artie. And like, I never really sort of left mid, which is a good thing, because, well, I spot the K91 here, but when I like taking the mid on this map if they don't have a lot of Artie, even if I don't have a tank that has a lot of gun depression, because World of Tanks maps, they're relatively small. So if there's, like a position like, the 705As were pushing across in the middle of a field, which admittedly wasn't the best play, I was able to react to that by just turning around. I was able to affect a fight over at like the C5 area, you know, the back of the 268V4 and things like that. While also, you know, just being able to turn around and deal with everything behind here. And I see the E3 who's spotted. He is looking at me. He ends up tracking me. And at this point, I was in a call with my friend at the time. I don't really care if I take another shot from the E3 or get safe. And I get tracked by Artie again. At this point, I don't really care because I believe at the end, I was really close to getting the 3 mark. And there you go, I get ammo racked, which, you know, unlucky, I guess. But at the end of the day, I felt I played that all right, and it was finally enough to get the, you know, the 3 mark game. It's unfortunate that the E3 ammo racked me, but the only other damage that I really could have had was hunting the EBR that was in here or killing Artie, which, you know, I unfortunately got tracked by Artie in the middle of the open. Yeah, pushing across in the open was a stupid play, but the game's already over. I thought I could, you know, tank a hit from the E3 and at least maybe get a little bit more damage, but I felt pretty certain at this point that I already had the mark because I was relatively close going into this game. And spoiler alert, this game eventually ended up in a win, but yeah, again, felt I played this all right. Could have obviously played it better, but I kind of didn't really care anymore after I was pretty certain I got the mark. So let's go check the end plates. Okay, here we are. So 145,000 profit, 3,000 base XP, 3 mark, mastery badge, second class, and a Confederate. Confederate was because I shot a lot of everything and didn't actually get a lot of kills, believe it or not. Like, you know, 1 on the grow, 268V4, 705A, K91, etc., etc. Team score, Leopard had 5.2, decent sort of damage spread, and, you know, spamming the full gold like a sweaty noob tryhard that I am. Made me lose a bit of credits, but again, I didn't really care. You don't really care about credits when you're 3 marking and things like that. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today. If you have any questions on how I played or, you know, what I did or what I was thinking at a specific moment, be sure to comment below and I'll answer them the best I can. And if you're new around here, or even if you just like watching my content, like and a subscribe will always help me out and inspire me to make stuff in the future. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.